Welcome to Ethereum Cat Herders meeting 59. Before we get into the agenda, we have one new member joining in. So I would like Jared to say a few words about himself, or how he got engaged with Ethereum, and how did he find Ethereum Cat Herders. So Jared.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. So I found Ethereum back in sophomore year of high school when I guess the first crypto boom was happening. I scrounged around, got all my money into this stuff, and then never really looked at it again, sadly. But about a month ago, I just rediscovered it, and I haven't stopped looking into it. It's so crazy. But for Ethereum cat herders, I just found it, I guess a few days ago. I saw some of the videos, but I actually found your guys' website yesterday and figured out what exactly you guys did, which I'm excited to hopefully be a part of.
Nice to have you, Jared.
Awesome.
So we have one more contributor who has been contributing for documenting notes, and this is his first time on the Ethereum Cat Herders meeting. So I would like to welcome him, and his name is Santosh. Santosh, if you would like to go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, surely. Thank you, Pooja. Glad to be here. I've been working for like 6 years professionally as a QA manager, mostly on the quality side of the product, and very keen on what's happening on the crypto side, right? So that is when I was exploring more on Ethereum and all, and I was glad that I was able to find Ethereum Catered website and check out the Discord page, and I got to meet Pooja and see how I can contribute to this community. That is how I got to know. Very excited to be part of this community and looking forward to do a lot of contribution to this ecosystem and grow together.
Thank you.
And I'm basically from India.
Thank you, Santosh. Happy to have you here. I see we have been joined by one more person. Stabby, if you would like to introduce yourself to the group. I'm not sure. I don't see the audio sign. Maybe there is some issues with audio connection. We'll get back to him or her later. So starting with our meeting, I have dropped the agenda in the chat. The first item listed there is the ECH website. Unfortunately, I do not see Michael on the call, but I may have some updates I would like to go ahead and share with you all. Thanks to Charles, first of all, with his help, we have shared the GoDaddy account with Michael, and I think the website is now live. Now ethereumcatherders.com is all new website there. So we would like to get more feedback on the current website. If there is some bug or anything that people think is missing, there is a button at the end of the page. It's like email us. Do feel free to share any bugs or any comments or any feature that you would like to be added on the Ethereum Cat Herders website, or if in general, if you have any question, feel free to email us. I'm not sure if Shane, if you do have any further update on the website site.
No further updates from me.
Okay. Unfortunately, Michael had some engagement, so he could not join the call. But if people have anything for him, feel free to let us know. I have added a sub item here. There is this .crypto domain that is like offered to Ethereum Cat Herders. I have added the link in the item. So I'm not sure what do people think in general if they are wondering to have that Ethereum Cat Herders .crypto domain. Any particular thoughts on that?
I would say that one or the other, but not both. Sorry.
I think the only value in having a .crypto is so that it's not taken by someone else to steal identity with. As in, I think it may be a good idea to actually reserve the name, especially if that's not particularly expensive. But I'd rather stick with the decentralized alternatives as far as the official comps and branding goes.
Sorry, Brent, I think we missed you. Would you please?
Yeah, I was just trying to say, didn't mean to interrupt, but either one or the other, I think we should have ethereumcatheders.com or .crypto. I don't think we need both, but it might, that is a good idea. We might want to snag it just to keep someone else from doing it if it's real cheap.
Do we possess ethereumcatherders.eth?
That is something that I want to look into. I believe we had ENS.
I'll look it up. Give me a minute.
Yeah. I think it's not Ethereum, it's ETHcatherders. I believe at the end. For this crypto domain, .crypto domain, it is a gift from Unstoppable Domains. They are not asking us to pay anything for this. Yeah, I mean, to me also, it sounds like a good idea to at least have the domain so that we don't get it, by someone else to use it for, impersonating Ethereum cat herders. Do we have any other opinion here? Any thoughts? Any further?
I see no reason to accept it, but again, the question if we actually leverage it for anything, I think is a different question. I would maintain that taking it just so that it isn't used by someone else is probably already enough of a reason.
Or we could set it to point to the same IP, right? So both people could go to the same place, but then we wouldn't want, if we did that, we would want a robots.txt to not search the one that's not official, because we wouldn't want search results to go to that.
Maybe just a little bit of a clarification. The .cryptos are like ENS names to some degree, like .eths. They resolve to addresses. There are ways to also have them resolve to content, if I'm not mistaken, though I don't think they're quite as developed as ENS is on that front.
Oh, sorry.
Though if anybody else here is more familiar with it, feel free to hop in on that.
Well, then if that's true, then we could have that pointing to our main bank account, right? So so if someone wanted to donate to Ether Cat Herders, right, that would be what that would be for, right?
Yeah, I think this domain is being like donated to us. If we are interested, we can claim that.
So again, claiming it and holding it, I think is fine, but I don't know if I'd actually want it resolving to anything.
So do we have an address that points to the crypto address where we can receive donations?
Both ETH cat herders and Ethereum cat herders.eth are both available. Neither of those are owned. We probably should snag those. This does bring up a good point.
Right. Yeah, we would like to have one. I will look into it because I remember there was something maybe 1 or 2 years back. We did have something, maybe renewal wasn't done. I will look into it, and if we can grab one, that would be great.
Yeah, I think the real value in having these names is just that somebody else doesn't. For instance, there's a prominent security researcher who has a Twitter account and a LinkedIn account, just so no one else has his Twitter and his LinkedIn account, and you can verify that it's him. Probably more than one. There's just one that I'm familiar with off the top of my head. He never posts there, but he's even said a few times the only reason why he created the account is so that it can be clear that those are him and that anybody else is imitating. So over here also, like, we wouldn't want someone else to pop up saying like, "Hi, I'm the Ethereum cat herders. Please donate ethereumcatherders.eth."
May I interject here?
Surely.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stabby McStabstab. I think that in the longer term solution of the Ethereum virtual machine, it's likely that there will be a worse problem than what we see with the .com. You know, you can get .eth, but you can't get .io, .net, so on and so forth. I think personally, from an organizational point of view, it would be in the best interest to get the shortest simplest, most eye-catching domain that you can, so that when the ether is flooded, you're still easy to find in search functionality, and you're still easy to find when things are displayed via an API more graphically displaying the network.
Great. Yeah, sounds good to me. Also, it just makes it easier if you're going to send it to not have to remember that string of random characters, to just have a short eye-catching name. Just I'm donating money to this.
Yeah, I like the suggestion too. And like, but this is a good idea to have an eye-catching. I don't know if we go by the short name, it is ECH. Three letters. I'm not sure if it is the appropriate one, but definitely we can look into it. All suggestions would be welcome. Yeah, we can think on that. For this crypto domain, I believe like mostly people are in agreement of at least having it, claiming it for the sake of nobody else should claim it. I mean, does anyone has any strong objection here, or maybe other thoughts that we should wait for some more time?
In terms of taking the offered one, I'd say there's no reason not to take the offered one. The question if we haven't resolved anything is a question that we can push off and not necessarily answer right now.
Right. Yeah. Sounds good. We don't have to get the answer right now, but at least we can start looking into it.
If I try and snipe either Ethereum cat herders or ETH cat herders that ETH or both, I can expect that I'll be recompensed for that.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, obviously. But like, let's decide on a name first, and then claiming it would be a good idea.
Right. Again, one of the reasons to claim is just so other people don't get it. So, I mean, that's also a question of how many. Like, obviously, we cannot do every single permutation. But like Ethereum cat herders, ETH cat herders maybe. Actually, it's cat herders open. Give me a second. Cat herders is also available. It could be it's just wise to snap those up, even if we don't resolve them to anything, just so that they're off the table.
That sounds good to me, but I would like to take some feedback of the multi-sig signers as well. So yeah, I'm gonna let you know more about it like right after this meeting. We'll bring it to their attention, and maybe we'll be in a position to decide on it.
Yeah, if Ether money or cat herders money is going to be used, we might want to have at least some measure of consensus. You know, at least 3 or 4 people that agree. That would be good.
Right. Cool. So I think we are good with that. And moving on to the next item. The next item I have listed here as promoting from contributor to member. It's for Shane. So Shane has been with us for over 6 months now, I believe. And we briefly discussed this in the last meeting. People seem to be in favor of that. We have seen his contribution in ECH website update, like getting more resources to notes and onboarding a few of them, and also helping with the PPN promotion among the other staffs. So I just wanted to check if everyone has any question, comment, concern with him to be added as member or promoted to the group.
I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
Okay. This sounds good to me.
Hooray.
Yeah, I'll do the needful. You might want to have the proper access to the Discord and other stuff. I will take care of rest of the stuff. Congratulations, Shane. Now officially you are a Cat Herders member.
Amazing.
Happy to have you here.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Moving on to the next item is survey and report. So we have been recently contacted by Nethermind team, and we are creating a survey for blockchain users and developers study. This is a survey to collect new developers' requirement to promote Ethereum client. I am going to share the link Yep. That has the first draft, which we shared with the team, and we generally received the good feedback, except for a couple of more questions and like a few notes that we might have to fix it before we bring it out to the community. Two things that came up with this task are, number one, contract, and number two, invoice. Because this is for Ethereum CAD hurdles, and that is being sponsored by Nethermind team. So their initial requirement was to have a contract and send the invoice to them so that they can fund the CAD hurdles team or resources who are working on it. I am looking for more, thoughts on how to handle this thing. Like for contract, they said that, okay, fine, for this time, for this engagement, that may not be as necessary as it should be, but for invoice, they might need it. And my worry is ECH is not a registered organization. So what is that we would want to add it for their, for the contacts and other stuff?
Would you mind repeating the question, and maybe I can give some input?
Yeah, sorry, me too. I'm trying to, okay, must have missed it.
So the concern here is for sending an invoice, we need an organization name with its address and contact, like obviously email address and phone number, etc. I am worried about the part like there is no individual identity registered as Ethereum CAD herders name anywhere. So I do not have any address.
I have some advice, but it is not financial advice. You need to take into account that tax implications, they'll change over the due course quite quickly, thanks to the environment. When you do go legal, as it were, you put yourself up to face certain things, not only as individuals but also as a group. So it's something to consider carefully, and I would actually advise taking legal counsel before you do so. That can be quite cheap compared to ramifications in the future. So it might be worth taking legal counsel just for an hour to discuss the potential ramifications.
And we do have the email address and the domain name, right? Do we need more than that?
Yeah, as Stab is mentioning, my understanding is also there that it's going to have some financial ramifications. So we might have to consider this tax thing under consideration. That is something I'm not very sure. I am not very sure at this point of time. Maybe we'll get to know more about it when we are going to get funding from the if and when ESP, then also we might need some legal entity here.
And our total annual budget is only a few $1,000s, right? So that, I mean, if it's more than 10,000, that might be an issue. But at our level, would that be an issue?
No, it is definitely more than 10,000, even at this point of time. Also, from the next quarter, we are hoping to get at least 3 of the resources on part-time. So the funds that we are requesting is for part-time, more part-time resources, and yeah, that is going to be there.
Yeah, so taxes do start to come into the picture with that.
Anyone, I don't know, maybe willing or interested to look more into it or getting more information on that, and that could be helpful for the group.
Yeah, we have an attorney. I could ask about that. He's quite savvy in the cryptocurrency. He helped us get some of our organizations set up. I could hire him for an hour, get his advice on that. I'll take that to-do item to do for this.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you, Brent. So for now, I think we are going to send them the first invoice in simple name. We are not going to add the address as of now because they are fine with not having contract, but this is something that we might want to consider for future tasks or maybe anything that we are getting from the community to work on. One last note before we move on, anyone interested to help out with this survey or outreach of the projects or infrastructure providers, colleges, or whoever we think that going to be the right audiences for this setup survey, please do reach out to me, William, and Shane. We'll be happy to engage you to get this survey done. Moving on, the next item is P-Penny. In the last week, we did it with Nat and William, of course. It was an introduction to ERC with some popular NFTs. This is the primary level of information for people who are new to ERC world or NFT world. It's a good watch for beginners. So do watch it. The recording is available on P-Penny playlist at Ethereum Cat Herders YouTube. In the upcoming weeks, we have planned 2 meetings on Altair network upgrade. Altair is a consensus layer upgrade that is expected in the month of July. That is going to be in parallel with London. So we find it worthy to consider the features that are being added or introduced with this first upgrade of consensus layer chain. To talk about accounting reform, we have invited Alex Stokes. The meeting is on 26th of May, and details are added in the Discord channel of Ethereum Cat Herders. Similarly, we're going to have another meeting with Vitalik Buterin and Danny Ryan on other features of Altair on June 2nd June. So please follow the Ethereum Cat Herders Discord to follow along with these interesting proposals. The next item listed here is ECH funding and new initiatives. The first one is Moloch. So I was in touch with the Moloch people for some time, discussing the funding for the next quarter. The pre-application deadline is May 30th, and the final application is due up till June 5th. So I have applied for both, like I have finished the application for pre-application as well as the final application, but have been stuck by a roadblock. They are looking for sponsor. If sponsor may not be the right word, maybe the proposer who can propose our proposal for voting. For that, any member of Moloch is needed. So I'm looking for someone who can propose our proposal. The idea was to use the new concept of Moloch Guild so that we should be a part of Moloch. And if I work for them, there would be some share thing, but that they will provide us one share if we are part of this Moloch Guild. But that could be used for future fundings. For now, I believe we are in desperate need for someone to volunteer to propose our proposal. Does anyone have any thoughts and suggestion here?
So again, the role here would be to make the proposal to Moloch.
Right, and the person has to be from the Moloch, has to be a member of Moloch DAO, having
and we're looking for someone who's inside Moloch for it that we need to propose for that.
Having 10 ETH plus, like 10 voting share. So by the concept of guild, I was understanding that we should be able to propose it, but we will have only one share, so we cannot do it at this point of time. So maybe
Hudson, any thoughts?
For which specific question?
I guess if there's someone good for proposing that, or if you might be in the position to do it also.
Oh, I don't have any Moloch shares anymore.
Okay.
But I think I'm about to give so basically at the EF, a few people are about to receive some who are Cat Herder affiliated, and they might be able to, and I can set them up with that soon. Even though I'm not the EF anymore, cool. I can ask about it.
All right. Cool.
That sounds great. Thank you. I think when this problem is solved, I believe we have some time. We have to get it done by June 5th. So we should be good with the process part. And if this process goes smoothly, according to the timeline that is proposed, the official voting is due somewhere between June 17th to July 1st. And once the voting is done, we may expect the funding in next 31 days. So if we get this funding from Malak team, it should be expected in the first week of August. The another thing is funding via ESP. So Hudson, Tim, and I had a meeting with ESP people. We have submitted the document. They mentioned to me that he is expecting to hear back by ESP people by the end of this week. So maybe we would like to wait more to hear back what these people have to say. I mean, if they have any further question or if there is anything else that we might have to finish up in order to request for this grant. And yeah, so this thing, invoice and contract, we just discussed it with the Nethermind survey. So I think we already have covered it. Events and community call. I think this is a like carryover from the earlier meeting, but we just had this presentation at CoinDesk Consensus 2021 a few years ago. And on a part of broadcast limit discussion, we brought it up in the last meeting and we had some discussion. But I'm happy to see you, Hudson, here in this call today. I was wondering if you have any thoughts on that. The general feedback from the group who were present in the last meeting was like, it is something that should be considered. Maybe we would like to go slow on that, but that is, if that is something what community is looking for, the cat herders should also try to, coordinate and arrange some information pieces for people.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I don't really see a problem with that.
Good. Then I will start looking into it and try to coordinate with people who can be like helpful to, have this kind of meeting, maybe similar to what 1559 meeting that we did with miners and researchers and the other people of the Ethereum space. So we'll try to have it something similar. Number 7th, I've added here it as revisit ECH social media permission. So we were discussing it in earlier meeting that whatever social media presence do we have at this point of time, we might want to leverage that to engage more community, and we might want to keep on feeding people more frequently. And for that, William Schwab has been added as a contributor for Twitter, ECH Twitter. While I was looking into that, I found that there are accesses to people who were earlier engaged with Ethereum cat herders, but they aren't anymore. So I was wondering if there is any, issues like having reshuffling this set of people, like contributors who do not have, who are no longer active contributors. Is it okay to just remove their accesses?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm also in favor of it. I just wanted to make an announcement of that, like like we discussed it. It's not something that we just did it without any prior notification or intimation. So yeah, I mean, I would be happy to add people here if they think that they could be helpful with more promotion of Ethereum cat herders, distributing the resources that we have. So it's kind of an open invitation for the community itself. We are looking for more people who would like to volunteer themselves to spread more words about Ethereum cat herders, what we do and how we can be helpful to the community. If there are any questions or concerns with any of the issue or challenges that they are dealing with in the Ethereum ecosystem, we'll be happy to bring it up to the right set of people. If it is process related, we might want to discuss it in the process improvement meeting. And yes, we'll try to help in the best way we can. So feel free to reach Ethereum cat herders on ECH Discord.
Pooja, may I interject for just one moment here?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to properly introduce myself. I am Stabby, as you can see. I'm part of a team of 21 people currently working on a new way to operate a DAO. We actually don't know what you do. I ended up here from searching the net for a very long time, looking for people who are both experienced in the Ethereum virtual machine and DAO theory. Your group kept coming up in the search results, so one of you is doing well here. Am I in the right place for this? Is that what you people do?
I don't know if we sort of act as a source of people that are like we're not a work distribution group, that makes sense. So it's not really necessarily the right place to go if you're trying to find an employee. Like we don't, you know what I mean?
No, we're not looking to hire talent.
I mean, I think more importantly, I don't fully know the exact application of what you're referencing. Are you saying like what would you ideally like from the cat herders?
So this is where I'm confused, and I've looked at your website quite a bit. I've been on your Discord. I'm not actually sure what it is you do for the community. Would you be able to quickly fill me in, and then I'll know if I'm in the right place to ask the right questions.
I could. I'll take this. More importantly, this is basically just a bi-weekly meeting that we use to coordinate on a lot of things. So probably the best thing to do would be to talk with us outside of this forum. You said you've been on the Cat Herders Discord?
Yes, I've been on the Discord website, looked through your meetings, checked everything. It's incredible what you're doing, but at the same time, I don't understand it, and I'm not too sure if that's yeah.
I'd recommend DMing me. You can just follow the hat. I have the same user image both there and here, and I can talk with you more about that. The TLDR of what we do is coordination across the ecosystem and the facilitation of a number of tasks, such as note-taking on major calls and various other duties and responsibilities that we've kind of taken on ourselves in the larger Ethereum ecosystem. So it does sound like you might be in a position where you could benefit from being able to either be connected with people that you'd like to be connected with, or a certain level maybe of just hearing through what you're doing and seeing where it might fit into the ecosystem at large. But I really don't think now or here is the forum for it, but you're welcome to DM me and we can try and pick it up from there.
Thank you, William. That was very concise and yeah, the perfect response. I'm sorry to disturb your meeting. I hope my suggestions were appreciated.
Yeah, that's great. I also have just if I might, it sounds like what you really want to do is build and track consensus, that you guys are doing it the best way. And that's what we're all about at canonizer.com. So I'd love to be DM'd and have a discussion along those lines also outside of this meeting. So yeah.
Brilliant, Brent. I actually did come across Canonizer and I saw what you guys were doing and the way you were experimenting. And yeah, it's incredible. It's above my head, unfortunately, again. But yeah, I really, really like what you guys are doing there. Thank you for the offer. I will message you and we can talk about what it is that we're doing. Thanks, William, as well.
Sure thing.
Thank you, everyone. So just to briefly answer one of the questions that what cat herders do, we have this latest website here, the ethereumcatherders.com. I think we have listed all the tasks that we are doing. And what William is talking about is something new that we are trying to add to the Ethereum cat herders app, that we would be considering requests from different projects and maybe connecting it to the right set of people to help them with whatever help they are looking for. Thank you, William, for coordinating with Sabi. And please feel free to
Thank you so much.
Moving on, the next item on the agenda seems to be discuss and close ECH GitHub issues and pull requests. So I have I think I missed on the meeting notes part. So but we have now new people who have been documenting different meeting notes. I don't know if anyone is ready right now to share any of the meeting notes, but I would like to thank to all the newcomers who have recently started documenting notes. I find that some of the notes may need a little bit more improvement. We have this template available, and I'll be happy to organize one-to-one call to answer any potential questions and help them with the concerns and walk through the proper process of documenting that. One of the meeting notes is open right now. The person who was assigned to do that, who could not finish it up, unfortunately. So we have this open issue number 180 to document meeting notes for ETH2 implementers meeting 64. Anyone interested, please drop a comment over there so that you are working on it. And we have already provided some guideline. If you feel you have any more questions, feel free to drop there. And yeah, if anyone from the earlier meeting is available and would like to share in just 2-3 lines the highlights of the meeting, is fine. We are also trying to provide the link of every meeting here in the agenda, so people can go ahead and refer that. Also, what we do is like all these meetings, the recording, these are available on Ethereum Discord. If you are looking for any further information, that is properly laid out in Ethereum Cat Herders website as per different meetings that is available for community, like All-Core meeting, ETH2, which is also called as consensus layer meeting, process improvement meeting. Feel free to follow the earlier meetings that is there on the Ethereum Cat Herders website. Anyone from the group has any question or concern that they would like to mention here related to meeting notes, if you're new and if you have any question? Okay. So moving on to discuss and close the ECH GitHub issues and pull request. So as I mentioned that we have already created the open issue for ETH2 meeting note. And other than that, I think we are all good. I don't see any changes in any other issues.
I have one question about my new to-do item.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I'm not very educated in this, but I'm wondering, has there been any formal attempt in the past to organize the cat herders as a nonprofit or anything like that? Or is that just something that's been completely ignored? Does anyone have any recollection or memory of anything like that?
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Hudson, here, but I believe you would be the best person to answer this question.
Sorry, I was reading an email real quick that I just got. What was the question?
Yeah, I'd taken on a bullet item
if we're incorporated anywhere as anything or have any kind of
nonprofit.
LOL, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, but I figured you'd have a better answer.
And Stabby had the great advice that we should get some legal counsel because it sounds like we're growing and getting a significant budget, so that could have tax implications. So another question I have is, I know there's representatives in the U.S., but what other countries are represented by cat herders members? Just a quick, what other countries are people from?
With the caveat that, of course, no one should feel obligated to answer, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, so, the alternative also, just in terms of incorporation and all of that, is that individuals can individually invoice. As in, if I'm on the Nethermind project, I can invoice for my hours directly, as opposed to having a cat herder's invoice. And that way the cat herder serves as a coordinator without actually ever touching funds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good to know. And just another quick question. I'm obviously clueless about the budget, but is there a ballpark number of what will our budget be either for this year or this month or something like that? Just so I just have something to throw to the attorney, give him more info.
I think I should be able to help you on that, Brent. Maybe I will connect with you after this call and let you know more details of that. What are the plans and what are the funds that we are requesting from different bodies? Does that sound good?
Yep. Thanks a bunch. That's all I had. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you for looking into that. I think that is something that we might want to start considering.
Sure.
Okay, going back to the action items from the last meeting, it suggests that divide survey section on ECH website to include an active survey. Yeah, the present website has this section of surveys of active and completed survey, but the new one has to be added there. We are hoping to finish up with the last few things by this week, and I hope that the latest survey would be added to the website. Next one is William will research what other funding sources are available that are not being currently utilized. I think it's kind of continuous.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. I did not specifically put time into it in the last couple of weeks. There are a few that I do want to look into. I do see this as more of a continuous though, like finding them and figuring out the best way to leverage them.
Right, I'll agree to that, yeah.
So I don't know if you want to repeat it every call necessarily. I mean, the upside is it reminds me, but the downside is that you repeat it every call. So whatever you want.
Interesting. So yeah, that's all from the agenda item today that were added. If people find that they would like to or bring up any specific item for any of the future calls, please leave a comment to the agenda. The GitHub repository is Ethereum cat herders/PM. And yeah, we would love to add those for future meetings for discussion. Anyone else has anything to bring up?
I'd personally like to thank you for allowing me. Thank you.
Thanks for your input.
Thank you.
It's what permissionless decentralization is all about.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like you're looking for the boss of Ethereum to get his approval, but that's evil around here. So all around building and tracking consensus.
Absolutely, Brent. That's 100% correct.
This is open community meeting. We invite everyone to participate, to contribute. Like Ethereum cat herders, when we started it, it started as a group of volunteers who actually started looking into the areas where people can contribute. You don't have to be from the technical background only. You can be from any background and join us and contribute in different sections. So yeah, happy to help in whatever way it is.
That's incredible.
Okay, then thank you everyone for joining the meeting today. See you all in next 2 weeks. Have a good day and evening, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pooja.